nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball-playing niggas, you know? Like Bird or Magic or something. Yeah, you know, a nigga got dough. A nigga could leave the league. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man? I get love out here in Harlem, man. I done sold coke on these streets, man. Hash, weed, heroin. As long as niggas is feeling it, a nigga like me can hustle it. That's my gift in life, eh? You know? What? The fuck you laughing at, B?
You, man. Funny, man. You a hustling motherfucker, man. For real, baby. You fucking killing me, man.
Well, you know me, baby.
I've stayed out of this subject for a long time. I really haven't dealt with it because I see how emotional people get on some crazy shit, and people make a lot of assumptions when you don't toe a certain line. If you're not very pro Pookie and Ray Ray, then people project shit on you like you scared to go to the hood, you got ran out the hood, which nothing could be further from the truth. Like, I'm from the hood, right? I grew up in the ghetto, Ridgecrest, right? In Montgomery, crime-ridden red. I got friends that was killers. One of my best friends did 15 years for murder. Like, but if I knew Tony, if I saw his name Tony, if I saw him, like, what's up, nigga? Run up to him, hug him. That's my boy. Like, we grew up together. So take in mind when I speak this, who you're talking to or listening to. Understand where this subject matter is coming from, and don't just assume that I'm some bitch nigga that's scared to go to the black community. Oh, y'all niggas scared to go to the hood. Bullshit. I'm not scared to go to no motherfucking hood, okay? I'm not. Get what I'm saying? I go to the hood all the time. Like, that's where the best damn food is, to be honest with you. A lot of times, your ass want to eat some good food. Shit. You know, you want to eat some good food, your ass need to go up in the hood. Like, real talk. You want the best haircut? Take your ass to the hood. I know niggas will cut you like you wouldn't believe. Hey, your shit crisp in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I know some craftsmen in the hood when it comes to certain shit. I know dudes that fix cars in the hood. Good than a motherfucker. Charge you about $50. Or do all types of shit for $300. That damn near rebuild your whole car. Real talk. This is shit you gotta know growing up in the hood, right? Most black people are first generation from the hood anyway. So let's stop it saying that black people are afraid to go to the hood just because they don't condone the shit that I'm about to discuss, okay? Now, what am I about to discuss? What I'm about to discuss, if you saw the title of this video, is that, look, man, this Pookie and Ray Ray shit, man, I really have stayed above the fray. I haven't really been getting into it. And I'm not getting into it now, but I'm gonna tell the truth when it needs to be told. Let me say this, man. They fucking up the community, okay? I don't know any two ways about it to say it. I'm sorry, okay? They fucking up the community. What do I mean? Okay, I'll give you an example. I know a certain young man, I've been knowing this boy since he was about like a toddler, okay? He's going to school, getting ready to go to school. He was at the mall with some guys that he thought were his friends, right? I don't know if he thought they was his friends or not. I don't know, but they left him. And because some guys came and he had bought some shoes. Mama gave him some $150 shoes, money to buy some shoes for almost $200. You know, I don't believe in that shit. But anyway, he's walking out the mall. Motherfuckers coming up with the shit on streaming live on Facebook. Came up behind him, swung, knocked him out cold. When I say knocked him out, eyes closed, eyes running, eyes running in the back of his head, actually. Arms stiff, like he got brain damage, concussion. Stole and took his damn shoes, and everybody laughing on the video. 3 or 4 niggas. Ha ha ha. That shit funny? You done took this boy's shit that his mama done got up 4 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to get her ass out there to go work, to get him money to get his shoes, and you took his shit and you think that shit funny? This is Pookie and Ray Ray. I'm sorry. I'm tired of people like this. And let me say this. Let me make a distinction. Because people, as soon as you say that, they're going to start talking about people that got regular blue-collar jobs. Fuck out of here. I'm not talking about a brother with a blue-collar job. What the fuck are you talking about? People want to, like, they don't want to say shit like, well, I mean, what about the guys that are your trash men, or the guys that cook, or the guys that fix cars, or the guys that cut hair? You know, that's Pookie and Ray Ray. I'm like, look, man, I ain't got no problem with brothers like that. You got a regular job. I know I got a lot of subscribers that got blue collar jobs. I'm not talking about you. I ain't got no problem with you. So maybe we need to make a distinction, okay? But there was a time, there was a video, Tupac was talking, an interview, and he said, man, people act like people in the ghetto happy living to a rapist or a pedophile. We're not. We got values just like you. We don't want our children raped. We don't want to see this shit, the damn murderer, sex offender living next to us. We don't like that shit either. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times, man, I think we got to make a distinction between the cancer of the black community. The fucking monkeys, okay? I'm gonna call y'all niggas what it is. So you a fucking ape, nigga. That's what you are. You the shit that they say white black men are. And you know what's fucked up? I'm gonna tell you some real shit. I'm gonna have to go there. I'm gonna have to. I grew up with motherfuckers that would do some shit like that. They were some of my best friends. Real talk, a nigga named Steve. I ain't gonna never forget this nigga. This nigga was already genetically like built like a goddamn linebacker from the NFL and like 12 years old. I'm dead serious. This nigga back and shit rocked up, strong than a motherfucker. We'll take on 4-5 niggas by itself. Strong. We was fighting one time some niggas from another block. This nigga Steve picked the nigga up and pressed him up over his head and just slammed that nigga on top of a hood of a car. Everybody stopped like, God damn. Like everybody just ran. This is Steve, right? Steve shot a nigga point blank range and waited on the cops over a drug dispute. Killed him. See what I'm saying? And guess what? That's the friend, that's the cousin. I think he was the brother or cousin of Tony, when it was my best friend. See what I'm saying? I know niggas that will one of my homeboys, another homeboy I grew up with. Dude had some joints. I was cool with his name, Eric. I never forget. I used to call him Captain Dribble because his ass loved to dribble when we would play pickup or something. But Eric had bought some brand new joints. And my homeboy, Jason, we was walking to school one morning. He had them cars in the back. He had the shoes in the back of his car, right? Jason took a damn coat hanger. I don't know where the fuck he had it. Got in the boy car, unlocked his car, went in the back, got his joints and kept them. Right? I know y'all like, well, I mean, so what? You know, these are the niggas I grew up with, right? And Jason wound up joining the military. I mean, you would never know him. He's a good brother. Tony right now, I think he fixing cars. Steve still ain't got out. Steve is a lifetime prison. They say Steve run the prison. Steve done beat and killed so many niggas in prison, it ain't even funny. They say he done killed a couple of niggas while he's in prison. They say that nigga killed a nigga. Last time I saw Steve came home when his mama died. For some reason, they came home and they was escorting him or something to see his mama or something. I don't know how he get this, he got out for that privilege. That nigga turned around. When I say that, and they had Alabama Department of Corrections on that nigga back, that shit was like a damn billboard. I was like, this nigga big than no motherfucker. Steve got to be about 270. Then the nigga done grew, he about 6'3", 6'4". Big motherfucker. They say all Steve do is work out, lift weights, say he do a bunch of push-ups. I know niggas have been in there with him. That's what they say. So let me say this right here, man. Pookie and Ray Ray fuck up the community. How? A lot of times, look, man, when you walk up and you knock a kid out and take his shoes, two things gonna happen. A few things gonna happen. First of all, the police goes call, right? So now when the police are called, you're like, what's the big fucking deal? See, because you're an ape, you don't think shit through. So let me explain. Now, every house that's in, because they was at this mall in the hood. It wasn't it was like a little hood mall or whatever, all the black folks go. So all the houses around that area, the value of those houses are going down. Why? Because the cops get called. How do I know this shit? Because I never forgot when I had my comedy club. Right? When I went to get renew my license, I went to get my liquor license. They look at shit like that. How many times have the police been called? They looked at my record. How many times have the cops been called with which was never, but they actually do that shit. If you've been involved in a lot of shit and the cops got your name down there, that shit will fuck you up from getting a liquor license. They look at all that shit. Over the last 12 months, like if you go and try to get another liquor license, they look at, okay, well, when you had this location, how many times was the cops called? You know, they got like little surveys and shit. They keep that shit. So when you start looking at that, that affects the value of property. That's how I know you fucking up the community. When you kicking and breaking folks' doors in and taking their shit, they call the police. That shit take the property value down. When you knock a motherfucker out and take his Jordans, that takes the property value down. See what I'm saying? When you selling dope and got crack addicts running up and down the damn highway, running up and down the streets like it's McDonald's, parking all in front of motherfuckers' houses, that fucks the community up. See what I'm saying? Because now that older lady who stays in that community has to call the cops or the city councilman to get them to come and do a surveillance and bust your ass. That shit goes on the record of the community, thus taking down the property value. When you take your damn gun and go put that shit up to a motherfucker and carjack them and take their shit, that takes the property value down. You see what I'm saying? This is the shit that fucks up the economy of the black community. When you do it like up in Atlanta, this is the thing. I don't even like watching the news up here. Niggas, what they doing up here in Atlanta is they coming into the community. Like say somebody try to open up a store in the hood, like a weave or try to sell stuff in the hood. This is a black dude. Black dude had a store. I think he had a weave supply store, right? Black owned in the hood, right? He had burglar bars and shit. Guess what them motherfuckers did? Took a truck, drove up through that bitch, right? About 4 niggas jump out, all of them grab every piece of weed they could get, throw that shit in the trunk, drove off. They did that shit to a women's clothing store. Because a lot of young black girls are starting to open up clothing stores in these cheap, because commercial real estate's actually getting easy to lease now. So what these girls are doing, they go into the community and they opening their shit up. And then motherfuckers are coming there, where your toothbrush? Go get your toothbrush. So what they'll do is, they'll come in there and they'll do the same shit to them. And they'll come in there and take all their clothes and shit. And there's one girl they ran out of business that went to Tuskegee with me that I know that's what happened. They kicked the fucking door in. Yeah, she had insurance. But she was like, shit, man. They took all this shit. She didn't want to do it no more. She's like, fuck it. I ain't gonna do it no more. Because I got tired of having to worry about motherfuckers stealing. I got tired of having to worry about people coming in there like showing their ass, doing shit they'll never do at the mall, but they'll come in my store, seeing this black owned. When they see a black person, they show their ass, right? This is the type of shit that you have to deal with in the hood. See what I'm saying? This is why motherfuckers that get their education and get the fuck out, they're making a little money, they get the fuck out of there. Who wants to deal with that shit? And I'm sorry, Pookie and Ray Ray have been a cancer to the fucking society. Yeah, you could grow up and be a man when you're older, but what we don't need is people making excuses for the fuckery that they do. That's not good. And we need to stop that shit. We need to stop acting like Pookie and Ray Ray is just the guy that cooks or just the guy. No. You could be a former Pookie and Ray Ray. You could be a reformed man. You could be reformed. You could do all that. I know Pookie and Ray Ray is that we ain't got their damn education out of their damn computer programmer. But when they was in the 8th grade, there was a damn disciple, black gangster disciple. I'm dead serious, throwing up gang signs and shit. Now the motherfuckers went on the Alabama A&M, was in the band scholarship, got a scholarship. Now his ass worked for damn NASA up in Lockheed Martin. He's a capper now. But this brother, when we was in high school, before we got in high school, we was in middle school, his ass was in gangs and shit. This is the type, I know a couple of brothers like that live in Huntsville, Alabama. And that's where they have space camp and all that shit at. See what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you can't be reformed, but what we don't need to do is glorify or romanticize that shit and make these dudes out to be the real heroes in the community. Now, I'm not lying. There's a lot of shit that I see on the other end with these guys that call themselves lames, that fuck with or say a lot of shit about the black community that a lot of these Pookie and Ray Ray guys don't, and I agree with that. See what I'm saying? I agree with that maybe they understand shit a little bit more different from a different standpoint, and I get that. But that still doesn't negate the fact that, look, and most dope boys, I've heard people say stuff like, well, I know dudes that sell drugs, but they don't sell drugs in their own community. They sell them in another community. First of all, let me say something. Where I'm from, that shit might get you killed. Like you don't just go across town, come in the motherfucker's hood and start selling dope in their hood and you from another hood. You don't do that. Like it can happen. People do set up trap houses not near where they live. You don't shit where you live. I get it. But usually, if a nigga from my neighborhood, a lot of times niggas just sell right outside they fucking door. Real talk. That's real. The average nickel and dime drug dealer. But if you're a nigga that's really trying to be an entrepreneur in the drug game, you gonna get you a trap house. It's probably gonna be somewhere you can get to fairly quickly. That's just real. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere near your house. But motherfuckers fight over that shit. Niggas have wars and shit by territory. You can't just go anywhere and sell dope and think you're not gonna run into some bullshit. Cause you will. See what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make is this, man. Like black people, we make too many excuses for that shit. I got a son, man. I'm sorry. I got a son. So guess what? I don't want him getting shot or killed. Like this dude that got killed, this one kid, this lady bought her son. No, her son had a job. Upstanding kid, good member, had grades and everything. He got killed because the dude saw he had on some Jordans, shot him for his fucking shoe and killed him. And this is the dude that was in prison talking about, I'll be home soon. That dude, he was laughing. He thought that shit was funny. All right, man, shout out to so-and-so. Now, I'll be home soon. And you got motherfuckers that be out here talking about, free my nigga so-and-so. Like, fuck that, man. No, nigga, you need to stay under the jail. You a fucking animal and an ape, nigga. I'm sorry. That's a fucking monkey. I'm sorry. You gonna kill this boy, take this boy's life for some shoes? Even if you gonna rob him, why kill him? You got too many motherfuckers like that. I don't want them niggas around me. I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to deal with you. You deserve whatever you get. Have these motherfuckers that we be out here protesting and marching. Motherfuckers deserve some of that shit they get. Real talk. Some of them. I'm being honest. Now I ain't fighting. Now hold on. Let me fix it. I ain't with cops doing the shit they do. Now the cops is fucked up. I agree. I'm not condoning the shit that the police do. But let's not act like these dudes are like great members of society and they just good guys and shit. These damn drug dealers and doing dumb shit out here you ain't got no business doing. Breaking in folks shit. Motherfuckers live in the hood don't mean they bad people. They just ain't got no money. That's it. So we don't need you coming and taking our hard-earned shit. We don't need you. I had a Jeep Wrangler back in when I first got out of college. I had a Jeep Wrangler. I never forgot this shit. I had bought a new top for it. Because you get the little plastic tops that go on them, right? So I had this top, and I had a peanut butter top, black Jeep Wrangler. I had my little rims, real nice. And I'm sitting in the house one day. Some motherfucker came. I had a little cheap $50, $60 Walmart radio because I knew niggas if they ever stole it. It's a Wrangler. You can't really secure a Wrangler, So I said, you know what? I'm going to put a little cheap $50, $60 radio in, right? CD player. Some stupid nigga came, took the radio. I ain't have no problem with it. Motherfucker stole the radio. I just go buy another one, put it back in there. You know, $50, $60, right? So somebody stole the radio, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was the motherfucker took a knife and ripped through my shit, through the top of that motherfucker, right? And I'm like, this is a person that it wasn't even about getting into the car, because guess what? The motherfucking door was unlocked. But now you done took a knife and slashed my shit, man. Slashed it open. That shit cost me $800 fucking dollars. Fuck you. Fuck Pookie and Ray Ray. That's the type of nigga that feels entitled to my shit that I went out there and worked for. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of nigga that fit like, fuck him, man. Fuck them niggas. I don't care nothing about them. Me and you ain't the same. We not the same. We'll never be the same. I'm never gonna be able to team up with a nigga like that and build a black society with a motherfucker like that. I ain't got nothing to say to you. You come take people's shit. Niggas like that, they think that shit funny. You know what I'm saying? Laughing about that shit, knocking people's kids out and shit like that, putting that shit on Facebook. Guess what? That dude they knocked out, he got family members, niggas that's about that life. They came in the comment section. We'll see you. We gonna see your ass. See what I'm saying? It's a vicious cycle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really don't. Like, I'm like, I don't have, it's a difference, man. I know people from the hood that I can build with, and I know people from the hood that you can't build with, and they in their damn 40s and they still ain't shit. Still right here thinking they a damn street nigga, trying to act tough and hard all the damn time. I ain't got time for that. You can't even drive down the damn street without motherfuckers mean mugging you, trying to show you they tough, and they, you know, like I don't like shit like that, man. I don't like motherfuckers like that. Then when I say this, now when I make this video, I'm a bitch now. I'm the bitch nigga. See what I'm saying? That's the logic. Oh, that means you scared of some nigga whooped your ass. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I got plenty of niggas I'm cool with. I'll go to the hood right now. Shit, my mama lives in the hood. I go home all the time. I ain't scared to go home. What the fuck y'all? Ain't nobody ran me from no motherfucking well. But what I'm saying is, you say that shit to deflect from the fuckery that they do. It's a lot of fuckery. It's a lot of shit they doing in the hood. They ain't got no business. You fucking up the property value. Now that boy mama got to come off another $150. You know what I'm saying? How you know she can pay her damn light bill? You see what I'm saying? How you know? You don't know what the fuck going on. You just taking people's shit because you think that shit funny. And then you stream it, you stupid motherfucker. You stream this shit on Facebook for the world to see. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, and you laughing? What's funny about hitting the dude from behind, you bitch ass nigga? You hit the dude from behind, stole on him. And we out here, man, Pookie and Ray Ray cooking and no. Well, that type of Pookie and Ray Ray got a job, he paying his bills. I ain't got shit to say about him. He driving trucks, he doing his thing. I ain't got nothing to say about that brother. That's not the nigga I'm talking about. But just cause you used to do some shit at 17, that shit got to characterize you the rest of your fucking life. So I guess Malcolm X was a thug then. Cause Malcolm X did a lot of crazy shit when he was Malcolm Little, breaking in people's houses and shit. I don't think Malcolm X would take too kindly to being called a street nigga, a thug. You know what I'm saying? He was an intellectual, he was a revolutionary, but he was not a thug. You know what I'm saying? Like that thugs have specific definitions. We making words mean what we want them to mean doesn't change the fact that the words really mean what they supposed, you know what I'm saying, that they really still have the original definition. So you can say, well, I'm Pookie and Ray Ray. Well, okay. But I can also take a Pookie and Ray Ray and say, those are motherfuckers that's put. If you take the crime element out, I ain't got no problem with Pookie and Ray Ray. Because when it comes to women, you're not getting women just because you Pookie and Ray Ray. So that's a myth to me. I don't believe that shit. That's not my reality. That's not the reality of my friends. That's not where I come from. Where I come from, Pookie and Ray Ray don't get all the women. They don't. Sorry. So I don't believe that shit. You go sell that shit to somebody else. But if you gonna keep telling, see the thing is, if you keep telling somebody that they're better than you, they'll accept it and start telling you that they're better than you. You see what I'm saying? If educated lanes on the internet that are socially awkward keep coming and saying that, hey, you getting all the women, you're the best. Basically, this is what a street nigga hear. Oh, I'm better than you. You ain't. I'm more man than you. So they come in and they'll come in. Okay, nigga, I'm better than you and I'm more of a man than you then. So yeah, but I don't believe that shit. I'm sorry, I don't. Until I got on YouTube, I didn't even know motherfuckers was out here worried about getting a woman like that. I really didn't. I thought that shit was just, you had rare cases where people are socially awkward, but for the most part, I thought, man, anybody that halfway applies himself would be able to get a woman. At least that's what I thought till I got on YouTube. But hey, go figure, right? But what I'm saying is, I just need people to stop it with this Pookie and Ray Ray romanticism and stop romanticizing these guys. Stop putting these guys up like they're the apex of any damn thing. They ain't the apex of shit. They the fucking cancer. They the problem. They're the reason why this community looks like it does. And a lot of these niggas don't want to be fathers to their kids. He a good dude though. Yeah, but you don't even see your children, man. You ain't doing shit for your kids. That's good? That's no, Pookie and Ray Ray, that's another problem. Fucking the women that you do fuck, you don't raise the kids that you make. The fuck, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got a good job halfway, money anywhere. Half the time you doing some street shit, you know, so you can't raise a child with a guy like that. So now this woman gotta raise this child who gonna wind up probably being another motherfucking knucklehead. And it's a vicious cycle. See what I'm saying? And that's good? No, motherfucker, you fucking the community up. Well, tell the women to stop fucking them. Okay, fine. I'm gonna tell the women to stop fucking them. But that's not the only way we can deal with that shit. Let's stop glorifying these niggas like they the best. Let's stop putting these niggas on pedestals. How about that? How about we do that? See what I'm saying? That's my biggest problem. Like, there's so many people on YouTube that's just like always giving these niggas these anything Pookie and Ray Ray does is better. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of us like romanticizing these dudes like they the good. They the fucking cancer. They're the pariah. Anything bad or dysfunctional, they in the loop. If it's a damn single mom, a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times it's a Pookie and Ray Ray that she got a baby with that didn't do his job. Right? That's what y'all niggas say on YouTube. You can't have that shit both ways. If it's a Pookie and Ray Ray that didn't do his job, that didn't raise his children like he's supposed to, then there's a woman, single mom, who probably, chose wrong, right? Had a baby by that nigga. Well, fuck her too. Okay, all right, fine. Okay, I'm not gonna make this video about that. I've made videos about that. But what I'm saying is that nigga in the loop for that. When you talk about the crime rate, if you take crime out of any black community, if there was not a high crime rate, what you think the property values would be? If motherfuckers wasn't stealing, if I could come to your hood and motherfuckers ain't coming over there trying to G-check, nigga, who you from? Who you know over here, nigga? Like, you wasn't doing that type of shit? What you think? Usually when you do that type of shit in Alabama and Montgomery, where I'm from, you got motherfuckers that checking you like, nigga, who you know? Who is this? Why this nigga in our hood? You got niggas like that. You got niggas over there that got that mindset. When you got niggas with that type of mindset, then what's gonna happen is the property value is gonna probably be around $15,000, $10,000 a house in Montgomery, right? $8,000 houses, that type of shit. You probably gonna have certain things. If you get rid of that shit in that element, a lot of shit that we see in our communities will be non-existent. But it won't be if we keep letting these dudes control the narrative that they the best and they the damn apex predators and they the ones that's, they're the real men. You ain't no fucking real man doing no fuck shit like that. Not to me. Not raising your children, taking shit from hard-earned people that went out there and got shit with they work, not wanting to work, not even trying to have a business, a legit business, but you want to go racism and white supremacy is the reason why I gotta sell dope. Don't hand me that fuck shit. Like, okay, well, if racism and white supremacy is why you can't get a regular job. You got to go sell dope. I don't give a fuck what conscious woke motherfucker that said that they don't have no problem with drug dealers. You can't be conscious. You can't be pro-black and support motherfuckers doing shit that gonna push the prison industrial complex and then bitch about that too. You telling them to do it. You condoning that shit. See what I'm saying? If they come to the hood and pull up and that bitch got an 18-wheeler full of dope, if your ass go out there and grab, let me tell you, my mama would have beat the shit out of me if I'd have went out there and tried to grab some shit and tried to sell it. She would have cut the food. That's what my mom would have did. See what I'm saying? So that's the problem. When that mom was beating on her son, when he was out there protesting, throwing rocks at the cops, everybody got mad at her. Oh, she's a black woman. Like, look, I'm not trying to condone some of the shit that the white media did with that lady, because they love that shit. They ate that shit up. But my mom probably would have beat my ass too. She's like, you fool, you out here throwing rocks at the cops? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things, like we can't, black men, a lot of black men had a problem with that woman. But that's what he need. He need his ass whooped. You gonna take rocks and throw them at the police. And that's the woke conscious thing to do. Motherfuckers got guns, tanks, grenades, drones, all that shit. You out there with rocks and bottles and sticks, throwing them at the cop. What the fuck? Like, this is the type of backwards thinking we have in our community. That's good. That's some real man shit. That's woke. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is shit. This is what we at. So what I'm saying is, when you talk about black men that are in the community, that's not doing what they supposed to do, that's not really being the man they supposed to be, then I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I cannot support that. And I'm sorry. I'm tired of us making excuses and bolstering these dudes as the best. They're not. They're the fucking problem in this community. Simple and plain. Now I gotta go. Got a little something to do. this Saturday morning. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Some people are not fortunate enough to find love. When you find love, y'all hold on to it. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I said, you know what, friend? I found the love. And the love that I found is better than any love I ever had before. Yes, it is. Make you want to run and shout. I feel so good about it until I went and told all of my friends that to him, this is what I found. I want to tell you about it. See, I found a love. I found a love. I found a love that I need. Now, I found a kiss, oh, the sweetest kiss. Hey, I found a kiss. Oh, help me, somebody. I found a kiss. Ow! That I need. Oh, look here. The way the woman walks, she set my little soul on fire. The way she talks, she's my heart desire. Oh, and she leave me. Oh, I'd surely die. Oh, Lord. I found the love, yeah. Oh, Lord. That's your need right now. Oh, make me wanna moan sometime, but I wanna tell you this one more time. I found a love. I found a love. Oh, glad about it. I found a love that I need. Oh, that I need. Yeah. I found a kiss. Yeah, sweetest kiss. I found a kiss. Yeah. I can't resist. I found a love. Oh, I really need. Oh, the way the woman walks, she set my soul on fire. She'll do it every time. Every time she kissed me, she's my heart desire. I found a sweet love. If you leave me, wow, let me tell you about it. I surely die now. Oh, yes, I would now. I surely